Well, you can't hear me? Hang on. That might be better. Hopefully you can hear me now. You gotta love it when a plan comes together. Yes, so tonight we're here to talk about the Reflective Teacher podcast and to make sure that we have really talked about the idea of mentoring as a two-way street. So I'm just going to check my phone now. As always, Matt is available and he's looking at the comments on Twitter, he's looking at them on YouTube, and he's also looking at them on Facebook, and he will help with links or drawing my attention using my device here to let me know if you have any questions. Before we go any further, I guess it's really a great idea to share with you some really exciting news, and that is that Edufolios recently won a grant from Onkaparinga Council. So thank you very much to Onkaparinga, hashtag Onkaparinga all the way, who have given us a grant to help us grow the Reflective Teacher podcast even more. And we're planning to use the funds that they've given us to employ some other local businesses to help with audio production and some of the other things that we do. Because as you know, we often share freebies with you to download and use. We have the blog that goes with it, all the social media. There's a lot of opportunity there to share the work and the love around down here in South Australia in the Onkaparinga Council. So we're hoping to use some of the funding that we've been given by Onkaparinga to do just that. Okay, Matt has given me the all good everywhere, so that's awesome. But yeah, a massive thanks to Onkaparinga Council for that. Edufolios really thanks you, and on behalf of all the teachers, because really that's a massive sign that you understand the importance of professional development in the teaching profession and that you value us. So we really appreciate that, Onkaparinga. Thank you very much. So this week you can find the podcast, the Reflective Teacher Podcast, episode 14, over on edufolios.org/014. And this week we were all talking about mentoring. And I figured that was a really timely topic because for many of us, we may well have a pre-service teacher at the moment. I know there's a lot of undergrads out there on their prac right now using you to support and guide them as they learn how to apply what they're learning at university into your classroom context. And as that was the case, I thought it was time to have a good chat about how we see mentoring, particularly in relation to reflective practice and, of course, gathering evidence in our portfolio. Now, while we're here, I want to remind you to subscribe to the Reflective Teacher podcast so that you don't miss any more of these wonderful insights, because we're here to support and help and guide you. So if you haven't done so already, head to iTunes or Google Podcasts and hit subscribe. I don't want you to miss out. There are going to be some really awesome episodes coming up soon. I'll share a little more about that at the end of today's live. And if you're listening to this and you think, oh my goodness, I have a mate who's on prac right now, or I have a mate who is mentoring someone right now, tag them and let them know this conversation's happening, because I would really like them to be here and to join in with us today, because we're going to talk about some really cool stuff, I promise. Now down here are my notes, in case you're wondering why I'm looking down here, and I want to make sure that I've got everything right for you. So the topic was mentoring. Mentoring is something that is really close to my heart. It's one of my favorite things to do. I love helping people to maximize their full potential and get the most out of whatever it is they're doing. And when I was a practicing English teacher full time, I did my fair share of mentoring pre-service teachers and newly qualified teachers, and even those who'd been around longer than me, because I was really lucky to be in a reciprocal mentoring situation. In fact, even now I have 2 or 3 people I would call my professional mentors who are connected with me on my Edufolio and who can read my posts before I hit publish. And I often send them my posts and ask them to check them for me and let me know whether I've missed anything or there's anything that I need to add, that kind of thing. Have I got the right focus areas? Is anything unclear? Have I got all the right artifacts? Did I miss anything? And also, because none of them are actually mentors in English or higher ed at the moment, obviously I work at Flinders Uni in the School of Education, they're always great at giving me new perspectives on the way I work. And I think mentoring is something that we should strive to be involved in our entire career. And I don't want us to see mentoring as a one-way street. I definitely do not want it to be, I know better than you because I've been doing this for X number of years. Therefore, I need to feel needed. So could you please make sure that you flatter my ego by asking me for lots of advice, even if you've got this. I would rather that we start the conversation by setting a target for each other. I think that's really, really important. So apparently Matt's telling me that he can't see me on Facebook Live, but apparently you can see me on YouTube and Twitter, which is very interesting. Maybe I need to press a button. Let me just press a button here. Gotta love it when things go wrong. I've just pressed a go live button on Facebook, so I'm hoping that that will sort that problem out. I think I missed a step, so apologies. Okay, everybody who's just tuning in on Facebook, I've been talking for like 10 minutes and I forgot to press the button, so forgive me. I've been live on YouTube and Twitter all this time. Please come and join us. I am so sorry. It's all sorted now. We were just talking about mentoring, and we've been talking about mentoring as a two-way street. That it's not always a great idea to go into a mentoring relationship thinking that they are there to get something from you without wondering what you can get back. Every educator is a learner, and that is what's really important, that we see ourselves constantly and consistently as the chief learner in our classroom. So whether you have been teaching for 20 years and this is their first prac or not, you will be able to learn something from this new person coming into your room. I can remember when I was a pre-service teacher, and that was a very long time ago, and I can remember my first prac and being in a situation where Vicky, who may or may not watch this, was my very first mentor. It's amazing how vivid these things are. And I can remember two things. One, I can remember being at a staff meeting and being asked to come up with the title of a new unit and to tell them what I'd been learning at university about the latest updates in the curriculum, because they wanted me to share the latest information from my degree. And this was on my first prac, and I remember being terrified. And I also remember my mentor teacher at the time telling me that observing me teach was giving her the opportunity to observe the students in her class from a different perspective, and that she was able to learn things about her students by watching them interact with me, to being a